Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Beauty Outlaw. And today I have a really special guest on the show with me. Not only is she a surfer and business owner, but she's also been an esthetician. So we're going to find out today what makes Stacy tick. And first, I'm going to do that by introducing Stacy, the co-owner of a company called You Surf right here in San Clemente, California. Hi, Stacy. Well, I know you, but it's nice to have you here on the show.
Yes, nice to be here. I'm honored.
I would love to start with, I don't know a whole lot about your story. I know those things about you, but if you could start with where you grew up, what inspired you to be a woman in business, and how you got your start in surfing, and how you became an esthetician.
Oh, okay.
All those things.
Yeah, lots of little things. Well, I grew up in Orange County in Yorba Linda. And I think it was like probably 15, 16, I started surfing. When going to the beach, I had a lot of guy friends. So we went to the beach, that's where they would go. So we would go all the time. I got my first surfboard. My dad's cousin found a bunch of surfboards on the side of the freeway. And so I brought one home and my buddy fixed it up for me. And then it was just from then on, we were going to Sano, down to trails, almost every weekend to go camping and do all that kind of stuff, just the surfing stuff. So I got hooked. And then from then on, I just kept going and kept going.
Was it longboarding, short?
Longboarding. I was longboarding first. And I did that for, a number of years. Eventually, once I started competing, then I started getting into shortboard because then I thought, I can do that. I know I can do it. So then I just kind of started to do that a little bit more.
Stacy, what year was this?
I would say I started surfing in like 93 or something like this. But then once I started competing, I'd say probably in 2003.
So you were pre-crowds.
Yes, pre-crowds, pre-everything. That's why even anymore, I pretty picky about surfing because I got to surf so many places and doing contests with less people. Yeah. And so now it's like.
And even the drive to get there.
Yeah, the drive was nothing.
No,
I had to worry about traffic.
All that stuff.
Yeah, way better.
So, and competing even then, very different from women. Women, it wasn't, it's growing now. But
yeah, it's grown a lot. Yeah. But yeah, it was like, I was competing against some women that were maybe twice my age, and then also to the elder and to the younger. So it's like there wasn't as many women, so they kind of grouped this huge group together. So that made it a little bit more spicy, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
And had, really, most of the time it was really good experiences. And then sometimes, one time I had a woman say we were paddling into a wave. She's like, "Don't even think about it, bitch." And so I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize this could happen, in surfing and whatever.
Competitive.
That competitive. I didn't realize. And she was my elder. And so it kind of it made me see, I don't think I listened to her. I'm not good at listening. And especially if you're going to push me, I will push back. So,
good for you.
Yeah. But she ended up being a good, someone, she helped me along the way. It helped me see, I can't make friends in the wall. Sometimes, in the heat in itself, you want to be friendly and stuff, but you really, you got to surf for yourself. You can't, give her the wave because
you want to be a nice person.
Be nice. And so that woman, as it shocked me, it taught me, okay, I got to keep to myself here and, go.
Yeah, and go for it.
And go for it. Which then, in a sense, helped me succeed doing it. Yeah.
Did you see any brawls out there with girls? Was there any fights?
Never.
Because I think guys, it sometimes happens with guys, right?
I would see that. I never saw fights. But again, it was early. There could be fights now.
Well, I think there's a lot more sportsmanship involved now. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
I think it's expected.
To be cool. Yeah. I never saw any fights. That was the most aggressive I ever
It's a lot of verbal chatter.
Yes.
In the water, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Competitiveness.
Yeah. I think I just, with that, I learned just to stay to myself. So
How was the vibe with the guys, with the girls in the water? How was that?
That was tough. Like I surfed at San Onofre, like at Old Man's and the Point when like growing up, like my just surfing. And at first it was tough, like guys wouldn't let you like drop in and all this stuff. But like I surfed there long enough to where then they started to see like, oh, she can hold her own. And it would be like every time I'd go out, like if I started surfing at lowers or trestles or anything, it was always like you had to prove yourself.
Yeah, a lot of
you can get
proving,
in.
right?
Yeah. I remember one time at Zippers, I was down in Cabo, and that's a heavy wave and like really territorial. So it took a while, and luckily we were there for a week, and it took so long to finally get in. And like I always had this theory is you kind of got to like go really hard, and even if you're going to eat it, but show them that you're going to go, even if you eat it. And then finally they were like pushing me into the wave, like,
right.
you go. So that was, like, I kind of learned you just had to take
get respect.
Yeah. And I still think that today, like I've heard people say like, oh, it's just, I wish everybody can be friendly and blah, blah. But it's kind of like, you got to earn your keep. And I have a big opinion on it, but I'll just keep it to the minimum of just be like, yeah, well, you have it way easier now than the way when I had it.
I think it's great because we should have to work for things we want.
I think so.
And we're just giving everybody everything these days. Nobody's working for anything.
Yeah.
And surfing is still that space where you kind of got to prove yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, you're out in the middle of the water with things in the water.
Yeah.
Under the water.
Yeah.
And you have to have good swim skills. Mm-hmm. There's a lot involved. And you can't have a weak person out there that you all of a sudden become responsible for.
Right.
And I feel like that's the surfing community. They do become responsible for the people that are around them in the water. And that's why they're making you be able to live up to your abilities.
Yeah.
Prove yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a girl one time and I was surfing in at Waimea, and like it's big there. Mm-hmm. Like the water's big, everything is big about that place. And like the waves come in and it's like, holy, she's like going with that. And this girl was getting scared and she was like, kind of like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Like talking to me, and I'm like trying to get out myself. But then you get concerned because you feel like, did they make it? Because I couldn't help her, but she was dragging down and like trying to get my help. And she got knocked out. I got through and then she got knocked out, and I did see her come up. So like I knew she was okay, but you got to be able to hold your own.
You've got to be able to. Absolutely.
Because like in those circumstances, like no one can help you.
No.
Like if the wave hits you first, like you can't help it. So
do you surf still often? I know you're busy. You're busy right now. So
I
it's harder.
definitely don't surf as often as I would like to, or like, but again, the drive isn't there as much because I did have it so good.
Yeah. Right.
So I always like kind of say,
going to Disneyland.
Yeah. Like,
I've done it a million times without crowds.
Yeah.
Do I really need to go again?
Yeah. It makes it hard. But I did go this weekend. We took the guys, or we had a barbecue at the beach this weekend for the guys. And so of course I had to go out. So, that kind of sparked, like I get these little sparks and I'm like, okay, I got to get back in, like try at least twice a week to get in the water.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
You're still getting that sunshine and that good vibe that you get from being on the beach and the salty water.
A jolt of energy.
Absolutely. I think I've even shared with you, but personally growing up at the beach myself and surfing when I was younger, and a dad that surfed and brother and the whole thing, and now a husband and a son that are avid surfers, my son. Mm-hmm. I just really, in my world, it's all about health and longevity, and we do all this red light and all these wonderful modalities now. But surfing to me, a true surfer is really the basis of what longevity is all about.
Yeah.
You're getting up in the morning. Your light is hitting you in the eye.
Yeah.
You're floating in the nature and the water. you're listening to the wind, you're feeling the earth move underneath you, and you're one with something that's just you and it. And it's kind of cool. And no wonder it's addicting.
Yes.
And I've never been in a barrel before, but I can only imagine what that must feel like. And now, just the leveling up I'm seeing in the athleticism of surfing beyond, like, let's say, beyond the beach, what people are doing with Kelly Slater and people like that, forging forward with health and living a healthy lifestyle. Have you seen a shift?
Yeah, for sure. I remember we used to do a lot of surf trips with this one shaper named Midget Smith, and him and my partner, they used to be like, "Oh, we surf," and they would be complaining about the back hurting, and I was like, "You have to do more than just surf." I said, "Do you look at Kelly Slater? Like, he's like the prime example. He just doesn't surf. You see him doing all sorts of other workouts and like stabilizing like
His
exercises,
core.
doing all that core stuff." And I just think that is huge. Like, people who just, just say they're surfing and that's enough.
Right. And even
No way.
I believe, the drugs and the alcohol aren't a part of it. I mean, the 90s and the 80s,
Oh yeah.
that was surfers and drugs and the whole thing, party. But I really see it making a big shift to that mainstream, overall healthy nature sport.
Yeah. Now I think, it's definitely different. And now people are more in tune with that. Like, for instance, even like I hadn't surfed in a while and I went out a couple weeks ago with some friends, but I am I work out every day, if, like 5 days a week for sure. And I was like, whoa, I've been doing a lot of arms and stuff. And I was able to, I didn't feel fatigued. So I was like, okay, I see that this is working and I feel good. Yeah. So like I didn't feel as fatigued as I would normally feel if I wasn't like being so adamant on my workout regimen.
I have a question about surfing and a lot of surfers didn't really take swimming lessons. How the heck do they? Is that really important to be a really good waterman?
Yeah.
Like, is that a big part of it?
I always, whenever I would give lessons, my first lesson would be, you go out in the water with me and we're going to feel how the water moves you. Because if you don't know how the water is going to move you, a lot of people have like control things, like they got to be in control. Well, when you're in the ocean, you are not in control. The Mother
Earth is.
Yeah, the ocean is in control of you. So you have to learn to let go of that attachment to feel. Yeah, you cannot fight, because then that's where I would see them struggle. So that was why one of my first lessons was always, let's go in the water, let's go body surf, let's just go feel how the water's going to move you around, because then that is one thing. And then getting on top of a board and you're going to have to move that board in this water that's moving you as well. There's two different things. So like core strength is key, but just knowing how the water moves you, I think, is really important. So you have to be comfortable, because you see these people that are not very comfortable, and they're like and like you see a difference in paddling. Like people will try to like just swim through the water. Well, you're not swimming, just swimming. You have to dig, So like that's another one of the lessons is on land, is you show them how to dig, and it's like you're digging a hole in the sand. So like I just kind of learned those little things as I, went through life, and I would see that stuff as I would start to teach. And
that's good. It's good training and good advice to people, especially if you can teach the younger ones, because then they know. Yeah, they feel it. I'll never forget. You say one with the water. It makes sense, because when I was doing years ago, it wasn't recently, but I was doing Ironmans and things. We did some water. We do a lot of lake swims and river swims, but we also did ocean swims because where we live. And I hated that because it actually made me a little sick. Yeah. Even though I was propelling through the water, the movement of the water, and the more I fought it, the sicker I got. So you're absolutely right. Yeah. You kind of have to be one with the water. And one thing that I see that freaks me out a little bit is people that get taken out in these big waves and get taken
yeah.
under. Is that another thing that you're saying? Like, you don't really want to fight that?
No, you can't fight that.
You just have to hold your breath?
You got to relax as much as you can because it's just going to take you down. And the more you fight, you don't really know which way is up when you're getting
Tossed?
So it's like you have to kind of relax in the water. Once the water starts to settle, you'll go up.
Okay.
But you do have to kind of like relax because when you fight, you're fighting something that's way stronger than you.
Wow.
Especially those big waves. That's the scariest thing. I have never been like I would go on big waves, but some of that stuff.
But some of that stuff, like when they have to
not
jet
at all
ski
interested
out
No.
there. Oh
Yeah,
my
no,
gosh.
thank you.
Like Laird Hamilton.
Yeah, all
Oh
those
my
guys.
gosh, that stuff. I know it's absolutely insane.
No.
But you know, what athletes? They're taking
Yeah.
it to another level. It's a
Yeah.
different type of sport. So what made you get into owning your own surf shop? I mean, what propelled that to happen?
We were like I had a lot of board. I was writing for Infinity at the time, and like just had like you get an accumulation of boards. And then my partner he was an airbrusher.
What she's saying is you're sponsored.
Yeah,
and
sponsored. So you get some boards, and
they give
then
them to you.
Not always. It's
Not
like usually
always.
like I was on a trade-in.
Yeah.
So you get one, you give it back, and then but then it's an addiction.
It is an addiction. You should see my
I
house.
was gonna say if you go to any surfer's
gosh.
garage, there's quite a bit of surfboards, and our shop is like the perfect place for that addiction.
It is. Explain what that is, because it's really cool. And you guys are national, right? Or even international.
We
Have you
ship
got-
all over the United States. Yeah, we can
Okay.
ship to Puerto Rico and Hawaii now. So we're just getting into that. But we sell consignment boards. So we'll sell surfboards for people. We do a 27. We take 27%. They get 73%. And so inventory just comes in. People are wanting to sell their boards. It's kind of like I said, we were seeing accumulation of boards. Our friend Midget Smith, who was a shaper, he had a garage full of boards, and we just saw like the need. And like at the point when we started in 2005, internet was just starting to really take off, like Amazon, and so we saw the
There was a market
There's
for
a
this.
market. Well, there is a online venue. So we really started online at first. Like we really started having sales in my front yard. I lived on Cabrillo. So it was like we would just have these yard sales and like stack up all these boards, and we would kind of get, Midget would give us some boards and maybe some other guys. And we'd stack them all up in the yard until we got in trouble with the city. And then we weren't able to do it. And then we found a small little space at Basham's. Brad Basham gave us our first little space. And so we just had, it was no bigger than this room. And we just had we just built some racks and put some carpet down and just kind of made it. And we were only, at that point I was working at a bar and being an esthetician. So like,
We can get to that.
we, we would just have it open, and Mo was a shape or a airbrusher. So he worked in the building. And so we just had a sign on the doors like,
Is Mo your business partner?
yes, Maurice.
Mo's-
Yeah.
Maurice is her business partner.
Yeah,
and he was
sorry.
a shaper, you said.
Airbrusher or shaper at the time.
okay.
Yeah. He was kind of getting into shaping at the time when we started. But he was an airbrusher, so he'd worked for
those of you
many
listening, a shaper is someone who
builds
and makes your board.
builds the boards. An airbrusher is the person who puts color on the boards. So you either do
And
it with,
shapers are really known for, they're very popular. They get very popular because they have a skill that people like when they ride their boards.
yeah,
right?
not many people have it.
Not many people have it.
Yeah, not many people have that
rare.
skill. Yeah.
And so now there's more manufactured boards, right?
Yes, it's
Okay.
going to China and in the
Yeah.
I think Thailand and stuff like that. They're getting stuff made now. Computers make boards a lot too. So like if you have the computers make the boards, the computer will cut it out really great. But then you have to have someone come and fine tune it and like fine sand it, and because when it comes out of the computer, it has like ridges in it, and so then they have to sand it all down. Huh? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I know this. I know my son rides a board once or twice, and then he consigns it sometimes or once. My husband the same way. So what's great about this is you get a brand new board for about half of the price sometimes.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah.
And you get some boards that are shaped by really great shapers too.
Yeah. Like we have like, I would say the gamut of the surfboard world, from like the most popular shapers to a garage shaper, you know? So like we have people who just do it for fun and it's their hobby and they bring in boards and they're good. But then we get all the other boards too. We have, you know, it's a running around 700 to 800 boards in the shop at a time.
Now, another thing is when you buy a board, typically it doesn't, this is something I think people want to know, especially if they're just getting in. They got kids that want to get into this. If you get a new board, it doesn't come with something called fins, right?
Right.
And so you have to buy those.
Yeah.
And those are 150 to 200 bucks.
Yes, those run.
So when you buy a board from the consignment shop,
They
or
can
from you
sometimes have fins.
sometimes have
because
fins.
most fins are removable. So some people will take the fins out and keep them.
Okay.
So they don't always come with a board, but there is, I would say maybe 30% of the boards will come with a set of fins.
So it's a great way to get started in surfing
for sure.
is to buy a board from Used Surf as well. And your kids grow and they change and they get better.
Yeah.
And different waves for different
ways. There's a board for every type of wave.
Oh, don't even get me started.
It's like everything. A fin for every type of situation.
It's like golf, right?
Yes.
You need a club for every single different hit, I guess, or every hole.
Yeah.
And surfing's just about, like you said, it was an addiction.
Yeah.
It becomes an addiction. What about like wetsuits and stuff? Do you guys have consignment stuff too?
We usually buy the wetsuits, and we just took on a wetsuit company that we're selling some of their suits from, and there seemed to be going. It was something that we never really touched because, you know, there's Rip Curl and there's all these companies who do surf or do wetsuits.
Do it. Yeah.
So I was kind of in the space it takes up to have wetsuits.
Yeah.
I have
Sizing
so many boards.
and oh my gosh.
So it's a lot. So we have taken on some wetsuits, and we do buy some wetsuits every once in a while. So we do have like a small section of wetsuits in the shop right now.
Being a woman in the industry, do you get any pushback, or do you feel like that you've been pretty accepted into the surf
I would
community
say at
down
this point now I'm accepted, but it was not in the beginning. Like when we first started the shop, it was like no one wanted my advice. I would say, this is what you should do. But, I need to talk to him. And then he would tell him the same thing. And I would just, you know, like, it was the fire would burn pretty hot in my belly. But I had to get over it, you know?
Yeah.
And just, this is what it is. And, you know, still it gets me a little bit, but
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. And men and guys are easy, I think, in a lot of ways. I think as, you know, I work with women. Mm-hmm. You know, there's 10 of us. Is there 10 of us, 9 of us in here on a good day? And 10 women with opinions are tough.
I would say that for men as well.
Really?
Yes. I've had a lot of people talk to me about like, I never thought men were that way. And I would say men are just as bad and even more catty than women. And they hold grudges.
Oh, they do.
And they don't let it go. Like for years, they'll hold a grudge. So in some aspects now, I think men are a little worse than women. Because we'll talk about it.
Right.
They won't.
You know what? That's true.
They won't. And they'll hold that grudge for a really long time.
My opinion was always they just kind of like shrug it off.
No, they just hold it inside.
Which eats them alive.
Yeah.
And at least we have to get it out.
We get it out.
We're going to tell somebody.
Yeah, we may like yell and say something at an inappropriate time or whatever, but we get it out. But like working down where I work is, you see it a lot and you're like, oh, okay.
Well, yeah.
And I worked at the bar down there. So
too.
like before we started the shop, I worked at Mulligan's, which is a bar just down the street. And I would hear all the talking, you know, they'd complain to me about each other. And they're doing this and doing that, you know, so yeah, I've seen it. I don't think they.
Okay. Mm-mm. We just learned something new today.
Yeah.
Women and men. Men are even,
we're all the same, just different levels.
Different levels. So true.
Yeah.
So true. So with that, a men's world that you're in now, or more male dominant.
Yeah,
it's just more male dominant. like the world of aesthetics and estheticians, very female dominant.
Yeah.
Okay, so Stacy was an esthetician. Stacy lived my world and the world we did here. That's what her start was.
Yep.
You said you did that. You worked at a bar and you tried to start this business.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about being an esthetician and what types of things did you do? Did you do facials, waxing, what kind of stuff?
I did all of it, facials, waxing, and just like, salicylic lactic peels, stuff like this, glycolic. I was more into the therapeutic aspect of it. I really like to make it relaxing and rejuvenate them and all this stuff. I did that for about 18 years. I started in Dana Point at a little place called Better Health and Body, and then I ended up purchasing my own place, and I had it in the Old City Plaza in San Clemente. It's like the shop is literally still there. I just sublease it out to a girlfriend of mine. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was fun and I loved it. And sometimes I think about going back into it, but then
someday you will.
Yeah.
Someday you will.
Yeah.
But right now you're kind of in it. You're building a business and you're married.
Married and have a 7-year-old. So he's my main goal now.
He's your main focus.
Yeah.
Is he surfing?
He's getting into it. We got him in the water. We don't want to push too hard. He had a little bit of water trauma when he was real little. So we just let him go at his own pace so we don't scare him out of it or discourage him because the ocean has so much power. You can really screw someone's opinion of it up if you push him too hard and go take him too far.
Absolutely. You want him to have surfing's something he'll be able to do his whole life, so there's no rush.
Yeah, he is an excellent skateboarder and snowboarder. So he's definitely an athlete.
It's just the water part.
So we just got to get him stronger at swimming.
Yeah.
Because he can do it.
Yeah. Well, he has a respect for the water, and that's good.
Yeah.
As he should. Sometimes kids have no fear, and that's also frightening.
That is frightening.
You see the little ones out there, and I'm like, oh gosh, no fear, which is awesome, but also it's so powerful for them.
Yeah.
And they don't have the same motor skills young as we do, older, things like that. So anyways, if anybody is listening to this that is not from here, San Clemente is really, really kind of like old school surfing community. It's a hub. It's a hub. Like Huntington is a hub. Those places are hubs too. But San Clemente is where a lot of the big surf contests happen now.
Yeah, a lot of the pros live there.
Yep.
A lot of boards are made there.
Yep. It's a huge surf community.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's a great sleepy surf town and growing ever so rapidly. Is there anything advice you can give women that are interested in maybe venturing out, starting their own business? Is there any advice you can give them? Now, you got a lot of experience with that because you were an esthetician, you owned your own business, and now you're doing heavy retail, which is a whole nother industry.
Yeah.
Is there any advice you can give to them? Because there's a lot of people that send me DMs, girls that want to start their businesses, and they're really fearful. What advice would you give them?
Get out of your own way. I think the biggest thing that holds you back is yourself and the doubt that you have that you can do it. Oh, am I going to make enough money? I mean, you got to look at the numbers a little bit, but at some point you have to trust in yourself just to do it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but at least you tried. If you don't try, then you can you're like, oh, that could have been me.
Right.
But I didn't have the guts to do it. But, there's so many times when I've stood on my own way. So now I'm, been doing some, you're always, I don't know, I do my own self-work in a sense, and you look back at stuff. And I think that's my biggest thing is
get out of your own head.
Get out of your own way. You stand you can sit there and blame all the people. Everybody can look around and point, oh, they did this and made me not do that. But no one made you not do anything. You made yourself not do it. You have to push through that hard.
Push through.
And pushing through I always say it's a little crude, but you got to go through the shit to get to the good stuff. So you have to kind of wade through it to get over to the other side where you're going to be accomplished. And nothing's ever going to be easy. It's not, because nothing that's easy is worth it, you know? I think that's why those guys get addicted to surfing the big waves, because it's really hard.
Yeah.
And they got to train really hard. And then that jolt of energy you feel, or adrenaline when you did it, you know? And so, and that's what keeps driving them, because they just want to get on the bigger wave and stuff like that. And so I think that's within business.
Yeah. When your business is your passion, that's what happens.
Yeah.
And sometimes business isn't always our passion.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have opportunities and we should try.
Yeah.
Opportunities come to us and maybe we're not sure. And we just step in. Look what happened to you with the surfing.
Yeah.
You guys just started.
Just who knew? We started selling boards in the front yard. We didn't have any idea. And it just slowly grew and grew and grew. And you have to just trust yourself and go through the hard stuff.
Go through the hard stuff.
Yeah.
Now, where can we find You Surf? Now, I know you guys do a lot of online, but you guys also do have a great Instagram page.
Yeah.
Where you guys promo boards daily.
Yeah.
And I love the descriptions. They are killer.
Oh, okay.
I think it's awesome. I think that's how a lot of people drop in too and buy boards, huh?
Yeah, Instagram has been our greatest advertising venue. We don't do much advertising but Instagram.
Do you do Instagram ads then? Or do you just advertise to your population?
We just try to give them what they want to see. You know, like at first we were just taking straight pictures of boards. And then I was like, well, why don't we put, because then they came out with the reels.
Yeah.
So let's put some movement to it. So we have the guys spinning the boards with a little bit of music now.
It's great. It's great.
It's ebbed and flowed, and we got a good team working on the stuff now. And we have some people making some good ads for us.
That's great.
Like little stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Instagram is our main thing. But you can find us online, usesurf.com.
It's that easy.
Yeah.
And you guys ship the boards?
Ship the boards all through the United States.
Is there a shipping fee?
Yes. Shipping is quite, that's one of the hard spots right now.
Yeah, is to ship, right?
Yeah, it's just hard because it's fluctuating. You never know. Like one day you get a price and then the next day you get another price. So
where's the most unusual
to
place you've shipped to in the United States?
Well, it's funny when you ship them to like New York. We ship a lot to the East Coast, but we've shipped it to Omaha. And so people from restaurants like Utah, like all these people will buy it for we just had this kid who actually used to work for us. He's part of this big restaurant, Seven Brothers, and they came in and bought like 40 boards
for the restaurants.
So I mean, it's just, you never know. We even take in really bad beat up boards,
and you fix them up, don't you?
We don't. We'll fix some boards up, but these ones we just sell as arts because we have so many people who want art projects. We have one artist who will come in and he'll just buy us out of all our art stuff. And what he does is he carves into the surfboards. And so he could take this and make this a surfboard that says your JKH. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So you
guys are doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. You figure it out as you go. You create the avenues.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's fun.
That's awesome. Well, Stacy, thank you for taking the time to do this. I know I approached Stacy on this, and this isn't the first podcast you've done, huh?
Yeah.
I was very
taken back and oh, really? Okay. Sounds
well,
good.
I was amazed. I'm gonna spill a little tea on how I met Stacy. Was that my son, works for her store, and he's just loves it there and thinks it's fantastic. He loves everything surf anyways. And he told me, he kept saying Stacy, mentioning Stacy's name. And I said, who is Stacy? Down at the well, that's my boss. I said, your boss is a female? And he said, yeah. I said, I got to meet this lady.
Yeah,
super
that's
cool.
Yeah.
Super cool. But he also is in the generation where when he did surf competitions and stuff in high school, a lot of girls did it. Girls are a big part of surf teams now and things like that.
Yeah.
So, to him, I don't think, and his mom's in business and things like that, but I thought that is super cool. I've got to meet this lady. So I did.
I'm really
I went
glad you
down and I
reached
came in and I met her and I asked her if she would be on the podcast and she graciously said yes.
Yeah.
So you bring a lot of, and then to find out she was an esthetician.
Yeah.
I love it. So we're merging all worlds of longevity, surf world, women in business. And thank you, Stacy, for being here. At the end of the Beauty Outlaw, we always do a toast. And do you drink champagne?
Of course.
All right. Renee is going to hand us some champagne.
I don't even have special glasses. That's so
This is
cute.
the Beauty Outlaw.
That's really cute.
Thank you, Stacy, for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Love it. To my new friend in the surf world.
Yeah.
I love it. Chin chin.
Chin chin.
See you on the next episode of the Beauty Outlaw.